Ever since I was a little girl, I've dreamed of stepping into the magic of Disneyland. The fairy tales, the music, the castle, all of it. To me, Disney was this untouchable dreamland where stories came to life. And here I am, 23 years later, living that dream on the other side of the world in Tokyo, Japan, while dancing for a world-class ballet company. But was Tokyo Disneyland really everything I imagined? Did it live up to the dream I've carried with me for over 2 decades? Was it as magical as I'd hoped, or did reality get in the way? Watch along as I share my day, the do's and don'ts, and the things I wish I'd known before visiting. Let's find out together. So as this was our day off in Tokyo, my morning started slowly, although early. It was around about 7 o'clock that I went down to breakfast. Simple breakfast, nice creamy yogurt, piled high with fresh fruit. I don't know what it is about the fruit in Japan, but it is just amazing and so fresh. Funny enough, you can't really buy it in the stores. There was plenty at the hotel, but trying to buy fresh fruit in Japan was pretty expensive. Then I set out for Disneyland. It's about an hour away from where I was on the train, so I had to take several different connections to get there. It wasn't too busy for the trains in the morning, which I was very grateful for because in Japan, everywhere is always busy. I'll be honest, I was a bit nervous because I was solo traveling, and Tokyo train lines are not the most easy to navigate. The fear of getting lost was very real, especially being on my own.
I really hope I'm in the right place. I'm hoping and praying. This is why I do not like to travel solo, because I can't understand any of the words. I know you can use the apps to translate, but...
So my number one tip before we even get to Disneyland is you want to bring a portable charger. Actually, bring 2 if you can. I actually had a couple in my bag and I still burned through them so fast. I was also trying to charge my camera as well. So in hindsight, I should have brought 4. I actually had to leave the park earlier than I'd planned because without my Google Maps, I'm completely lost in Tokyo. So I wasn't going to risk that on a solo trip. So I did have to get back before my phone ran out of battery. Even with these little nerves, there was bubbling excitement, like I was on my way to meet my younger self's dreams. So walking up to the park was magical in itself. You hear the music, see the crowd of excited families, and it's like the anticipation builds with every step.
I got here early, but not early enough, honestly.
I absolutely loved seeing the familiar sights, the castles, the kind of entry gateways. It was a really excited vibe. I bought my ticket online, but here's something I didn't realize. You actually need 2 devices to get in. One to display the QR code and scan it on your phone, but I figured out a way I could scan it through my camera, so that was helpful. I arrived around 8:40. The park opens at 9. Honestly, it was really quite quiet. I've heard that the queues, you get there an hour early and they're still absolutely humongous, but I arrived at 8:40 and I got in literally by 9:05, so I was pretty happy with that. First things first, I downloaded the Tokyo Disneyland app, and I highly recommend that you do this if you come to Disneyland Tokyo at any point. It's like having a personal Disney guide in your pocket. You can check the ride times, where the restaurants are, and plan your route with no stress. A lot of travel vlogs suggested buying fast passes, but I didn't bother because it was pretty expensive, and also I don't think there was a way I could do it through the app. You need a certain credit card or something. So I was just like, I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna see what rides I get on. If I get on a lot, then great, and if I don't, I just came for the experience, and honestly, I just wanted to see the castle.
The castle! I really want to get some bunny ears, but I've got to get to Winnie the Pooh first. It's really not too busy yet, but the park has only been open for 11 minutes. So I'm really hoping I'm not going to have to wait 2 hours for this first ride, because a lot of people say you have to wait 2 hours for the first ride, and that's just not something I know I'm probably going to have to do, but I don't want to. I think he just said it would be 20 minutes, which is pretty good for Winnie the Pooh ride, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
My first stop was the famous Winnie the Pooh ride, and honestly, it was pure magic. From the moment you step inside, actually before you even step inside, the queue is absolutely beautiful. You have all these kind of storybooks, lots of kind of animations going on. So even the experience of the queue was really fun. Normally this ride can get up to about 120 minutes wait, but luckily I got in really early, so I only had to wait 20 minutes. You climb into these adorable honey pots, and instead of following a track, they float. The ride uses this trackless technology that makes every turn and spin feel completely random, like you're drifting through Winnie the Pooh's dreams. The rooms are filled with vibrant colours, larger-than-life characters, and sweet little surprises that make you smile like a kid again. You can see me right here. And the music, it's the perfect mix of nostalgia and happiness that you can't help but hum along to. This ride was everything I'd hoped Disney would be: whimsical, family-friendly, and so immersive. If you're not into the big thrill rides, this is a must-do to start your day on a magical note. After that, I headed to the Pirates of the Caribbean because the wait was just 20 minutes, I saw on the app, so it was a bit darker and spookier than I expected. Definitely not my favourite, but still fun to tick off the list. What I did really love around the park though were the snacks. I loved kind of looking at the different things that Japan had to offer. There were so many quirky flavours and adorable Disney themed treats. And even the bathrooms here, absolutely high tech. There's even a privacy button that plays the sound of running water. I couldn't help but laugh at that, to be honest.
Right, I'm on the hunt to find some Mickey ears because I want to get a photo by the big castle with the Mickey ears on. So that is the next plan of action. I wanted to get the most out of arriving early, and now I feel like I've got the most out of my early arrival. And so now I'm going to go just chill out a little bit and enjoy, maybe find some food and some drink. Yeah.
So a big thing on my bucket list was to get a photo in front of the castle with my Mickey ears. So I headed straight to the shops after this because I kind of missed now the early time rush. I wanted to make sure I got on a ride while the queue times were still small, but now that was over, I headed to the shops and I got my Mickey ears to get the classic photo in front of the castle. I did get distracted by a few other bits and bobs, as you can see here, because there were so many nice little merch bits, which I did actually end up buying a few bits at the end of the day. As I said, I wanted the iconic photo by the castle. This is the moment I had dreamed of since I was about 4 years old, and I just stood there for a while, soaking in the colours, the music, and the atmosphere. It was one of those rare moments where you're fully present and you just feel so grateful. I literally had to pinch myself that I was even there. I was, going solo, but I honestly didn't mind one bit.
This has been my biggest dream for so long. I can't believe I'm here. Also, the weather is great because it's not too sunny and it's not too hot. Every single day I've been here in Tokyo, it has been so hot. But right now I think it's around 25, which is quite comfortable.
Later, I kind of stumbled into a 4D show, completely by accident. I just saw a queue and I went and joined it.
I'm not really sure what this is. I just randomly walked in here, so we're gonna find out. It's probably all gonna be in Japanese.
It was actually incredible, no waiting, just straight in, and I was amazed by the technology and the visuals. Even though it was all in Japanese, I didn't need to understand a single word to enjoy it.
That was actually so fun, and especially if you want to sit down after a long day of walking around at Disneyland. Not that I've had a long day yet, but if you did, you get 20 minutes just to sit down, and it's a very immersive experience. 4D, little excerpt of all your favorite Disney characters, and also it was very entertaining watching all of my favorite Disney songs in Japanese. That made it very authentic to Tokyo. Right, who knows where I'm gonna go next?
Then I went on It's a Small World ride. This was like stepping into a dream. You float through these colourful, doll-like scenes that represent cultures from all over the world. The music, the tiny costumes, the intricate sets, it's like being wrapped up in a warm, nostalgic hug. It's slower paced, but there's something so special about it. It really captures the heart of Disney, that sense of connection and joy across all ages and backgrounds. I definitely recommend this ride for everyone. So, at that point I was getting a little bit nippish, so I headed off to try and find some lunch. I went for something fun, this teriyaki chicken and egg bao bun, shaped like Mickey's hand. For theme park food, it was actually delicious. I mean, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. The flavour was great, though the crazy humidity did kill my appetite a little bit. I also stopped by the Baymax area to grab a hoodie for my little brother. He's obsessed with Baymax. The prices of the merch was actually not that bad for theme parks. Like, especially in the UK, I found the prices here in Japan were way better. The food especially, they didn't overprice the food, it was just like normal prices. But not everything I tried was a win. I grabbed what I thought was a sweet tea from a vending machine and it turned out to be this bizarre flavoured water. Let's just say I didn't end up finishing it. I had some friends actually respond to me on Instagram because I posted on Instagram saying, not my favourite. And some people really like this, so let me know in the comments if this is something that you actually enjoy, because I struggled with it a little bit. And now it was time for the longest queue of the day, which was for the Beauty and the Beast ride. And you are outside in the boiling sun for 90 minutes, sweating, but you know what? You are surrounded by some beautiful scenes. So the wait actually did not feel too bad. Obviously, I'm still rehabbing a bit of an ankle, so I was a little bit nervous to be standing for so long, but it actually was absolutely fine. I'm pretty sure I did get sunburn from standing in this queue, but I can tell you the ride was completely worth it. It's full of magical details, spinning cups, dancing dishes, and of course that iconic ballroom scene with Belle and the Beast. I genuinely felt like I was inside the movie. This was hands down my favourite part of the entire day. I actually would have lined up for it again for 90 minutes if I had had the time, because the experience was definitely the best thing I did the entire time I was there. It just captures the heart of Disney so perfectly. Okay, that was definitely my favourite ride so far. And I've filmed so much that my camera has now run out of battery. But I spent, oh my days, my hair's gone crazy. I spent the most time lining up for that ride, but it was definitely worth it. 100% would do it again. As I was leaving the area, I kind of got caught in the parade. The music, the dancers, the floats, it was like a wave of joy washing over the park. Seeing all the characters come to life gave me the chills. And you know, I've always seen the videos and the content all around Disney. You always see the parade, and it was so another kind of pinch me moment of being like, wow, I'm actually here watching the Disney parade. How is this real life? How am I in Japan watching the Disneyland parade? Like, how is this my life? By now, though, my phone and camera were on their last legs. I made a quick stop inside the Disney castle because I was kind of interested, like, okay, wow, you can actually go inside the Disney castle. I mean, of course, but I didn't really know what it was. I was like, is it a ride? Is it an immersive experience? Honestly, it's not that impressive compared to everything else. I'd skip it if you're short on time. It was just like a bunch of rooms and you got a photo at the end. Nothing to write home about. I also checked out a Wild West singing bear show. I'm sure there's a name to it, but I didn't catch it. It was just, again, no lines. I just walked straight in. It was all in Japanese, and the animatronics were very impressive, but I found myself pretty bored halfway through. So I'd give that a miss if you're coming. It's not the best thing there. The last little adventure was taking a small boat to an island in the middle of Disneyland Tokyo. There wasn't that much to do there, but it's a nice spot for a quiet walk, or if you've got kids needing to burn off energy, there's like loads of different little like mounds where they can run over, caves that they can run through. So it's like a nice kids play area. I know as a kid I would have loved to play like Cowboys and Indians or something in this little adventure park, but I quite enjoyed walking around it. Yes, I am sunburnt. My fault not putting enough sun cream on this morning. I have come up a tree house in the middle of nowhere. I don't know how I've got here. Wow, I'm very red. The sun hasn't been out, that's what caught me out. I didn't think it was that sunny, but this would suggest otherwise. I hear there are thunderstorms coming soon, so I am going to be heading back around 4 o'clock. So it's 3:30 now, so just seeing the last few things. At the very end of the day, I made sure to grab souvenirs for the whole family because I wanted to remember this trip for the rest of my life. It was honestly the most beautiful 24 hours I could have imagined. It really did live up to all the expectation I had hoped for. But it was time to say goodbye. Okay, my time here is up. Let us go home and treat this sunburn on my nose. What an incredible day. Tokyo Disneyland was everything I'd hoped for and more. It's not a park maybe for thrill seekers, especially not at this time of year because a lot of the big thrill rides were actually closed. But for dreamers and anyone who loves the details, the atmosphere, the artistry, it's really perfect. For me, it was a childhood dream come true, and I'll treasure these moments forever. The best day off a ballet dancer could wish for. If you watched all the way to the end, make sure to comment this emoji because then I know who the true motivators are, and click the subscribe button because I make content like this all the time, and I have so many adventures in Japan and also America coming up very, very soon, and you will not want to miss out on that. I tell you, the last 5 weeks of my life have been absolutely crazy. If you haven't caught the last Japan vlog, I would say catch up on that first so that you're all up to date with everything that's going on. That's all from me today, guys. I'll see you very soon, and remember, dream big and make it happen.